See, now I find that to be very annoying. I find it very annoying when people come into my room and they say, "Would you bring me on stage?" They don't introduce themselves, and then when I tell them to wait for a minute, then they leave. So in general, if you come to my live stream and just say, "Can I come on stage?" I'm just not going to let you, because it tells me you're just impatient and that you don't have. If you don't have patience, then you can't be in my class. There's the first rule. Hello, Andrea Angelo, and Alpana, and She, and Orange. Good morning, everyone. Hello, Yaya. Hello, Elia. How's everyone doing? Good. If you can be patient for just a few minutes while I wait for some more people to arrive, then I'm going to teach some stuff today. I want to try some new things on my live stream. I'm going to show you some websites that I use during my lessons that can help you. So if you can be patient, then you might learn something today. If you can't be patient, then you're in the wrong class. Thank you, Elia. So strange. Why is my stuff not posting? No wonder we don't have any audience yet. It looks like my live stream didn't share. That's strange. Seems like HelloTalk has had a lot of different problems recently. All right, well, if you have questions, ask me your questions. I'm here. I'm waiting for people to arrive, but I'm here. So if you have questions, go ahead and ask me. Hello, Sunday. When I have enough people in the room, then I'll start teaching. But in the meantime, you can ask me questions. You tried to learn English, but you found it difficult. What did you find difficult, Sunday? You can't remember the words. Well, Sunday, that tells me that you're not using the words enough. And I know that you live in China, so you can't speak English all the time, but you can think in English all the time. So you're forgetting the words because you're still thinking in Chinese all day. Stop thinking in Chinese all day. If you think simple thoughts in Chinese, then think those thoughts in English also. So starting tomorrow, if you're hungry, don't think, well, think, I'm hungry. If you're tired, don't think, well, hao lei, think, I'm tired. Okay? If you need to go to the store, don't think, well, yao qu shangdian, think, I want to go to the store. Start using your English mind, and then your words will be ready to use when you need them. Okay? That's the secret of language learning. You do not have to move to another country to practice language. You do have to change the way you think. Okay? You're welcome. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to introduce you to a couple of websites that I use for my private lessons. One is for practicing conversation and thinking. Another is for reading and vocabulary. And another one is for listening. So, if you have questions about speaking or listening or reading, today is a good day for you because I'm going to show you some tricks and I'm going to invite some people on my stage to practice with me. Okay? So a few lucky people will be getting some free teaching from me today. Dung, I will write them down, or you will be able to see them when I share my screen. Okay? I will show you when I'm ready. All right? Still just waiting for enough people to come in. There are only 17 people here. That's not enough. I don't know what's going on with HelloTalk today. It seems like it didn't share my live stream when I posted it. But if you're here now and you're waiting, then just ask me your English questions. What are you waiting for? If you want to learn, then you must ask questions. What is your problem? Ask me about your problem. I will help you. Don't just sit here. Come on. Type something. I'm waiting. What are you waiting for? How can you improve your speaking skill? Ali Abdelkader, you need to practice speaking more. So there are 4 steps to practicing speaking English. 1, try to find a native speaker to help you practice speaking English. There are 2 ways to find a native speaker. 1 is to find a real live person in your city. If you live in a big city, then there's a very good chance there is a native speaker there, but you have to go find them. There are 2 ways to find native speakers in your city. One way is to find the food. So every American who lives in another country, he wants to know where the best American food is. So if you go to an American restaurant, find out where's the most popular American restaurant. Where do they have the best burger in your city? Where do they have the best pizza in your city? If you go there on a Saturday, then you'll see Westerners there. Sundiya, if you turn your phone, you should be able to see me. Did you turn your phone? So, step 1, try to find foreigners in your city, okay? If you can't find a foreigner in your city, then go on HelloTalk and find somebody. But 95% of the people who use HelloTalk don't know how to use it right. Okay, so let me give you the best tip that you're going to get about using HelloTalk. How many of you have a hard time finding someone to talk with? How many of you have a difficult time finding someone to speak with on HelloTalk? How many of you send a message but they don't reply? Tell me if that's true. Hello? Is this thing on? I'm asking you a question. Okay, so why don't they reply? Why don't they reply? I'll tell you why they don't reply to you. Because you don't know how to send a message. Almost all of you, the only thing you do is wave. You wave to somebody and you hope they're going to talk to you. Nope, no one is going to talk to you if you just wave. No one is going to talk to you. What world do you live in where you think this is enough of an introduction? It's not. Okay? So waving, not enough. Also, the other 90% of you, what do? You say, hello, my name is blah, blah, blah. Will you teach me English? Again, what world are you living in where you think that's a proper introduction? You don't just walk up to some stranger on the street and shake their hand and say, hi, will you teach me English? No! What's wrong with you? If you want someone to talk to you, you must start by introducing yourselves. Hello, my name is blah, blah, blah. I'm from blah, blah, blah. Nice to meet you. I read your profile and I see that you like cooking. I like cooking too. Tell me a good recipe that you like. Hello, my name is blah, blah, blah. I'm from blah, blah, blah. Nice to meet you. I read your profile. I see that you like movies. I like movies too. Tell me your favorite movie. That is something that will get you a response. But you cannot just wave. No. Bad student. Bad, bad, bad. You cannot just wave to people. And you cannot just say, hello, will you teach me English? No. What is wrong with you? If you want someone to talk to you, then you must make a friend first. Sehun says, why? I'll tell you why. Because there are no people just sitting here waiting to teach you English. There are no people just waiting around in their lives to teach you English. Those people are called English teachers, and you must pay them. If you want someone who's just going to sit there and teach you English, then you must pay them. If you want somebody to just help you, then you must make a friend first. You must make a friend first. Okay? You must make a friend first. Yes, I'm the only free teacher sitting around here ready to teach you. Okay? How do you make a friend? Introduce yourself. Be interesting. Don't be greedy and just say, please teach me English. That is just not ever going to work. No. Okay? So, step one, if you want Hello Talk to work for you, then you must message a lot of people. One. And when you message them, write a proper introduction. Write a proper introduction. Hello, my name is blah, blah, blah. I'm from blah, blah, blah. Nice to meet you. I read your profile. I see that you like hiking. I like hiking too. Can you send me some pictures of your favorite hike? That's a great way to get a response. Okay? Yes, I can see you waving to me, Odie. Hello, Odie. And hello, Alex and YouTube. What's the difference between speak and speak out? Speak out is a phrasal verb that means to make yourself heard about something. Speak is just the general term for talking. Okay? Okay. So, that is the number one thing. If you want people who will help you on Hello Talk, then you cannot just wave. No, no, no. And if you want people to help you on Hello Talk, then you must introduce yourself properly and be interesting. You're trying to make a friend who will help you, not just a teacher. Okay? And hello, Kimmy. How are you? Nice to see you here. Okay, so, again, that's the first thing. To find a native speaker, Ali Abdel. Find a native speaker if you can. If you can't find a native speaker, then find non-native speakers like you who want to practice your English. Okay? There are many cities around the world where they have English-speaking groups. It's a group of people who get together every week at a cafe or restaurant and they practice their English. So if you can't find a native speaker, practice with non-native speakers. That's still good practice. Okay? If you can't find a native speaker and you can't find a non-native speaker, then find someone you can teach. Find somebody who knows nothing and teach them whatever you know about English. Okay? And then 4, if you can't find a native speaker, you can't find a non-native speaker, you can't find someone to teach, then speak to yourself. Talk to the wall. Talk to the TV while you're watching TV. Talk to your dog. Okay? Those are the 4 steps of speaking practice. If you do those, then you will get lots of speaking practice. Okay, Andrea needs to work on her pronunciation. Okay, Andrea, on Wednesday, I'm going to have a pronunciation class. Okay, I'm going to have a pronunciation class. So join my Wednesday live stream, and I'll help you all that you need with your pronunciation class. Or with your pronunciation, I should say. Okay, Sunday, you also can join my pronunciation class on Wednesday. Sherlock wants to speak to me by microphone. Maybe you can if you have a question, Sherlock. Okay, let me catch up with the comments, and then I'm going to start teaching. Riska says, I never had a hard time finding somebody to talk with. Well, that's good, but that's not true for most people. Andrea says, I get a lot of feedback, but most people in this app want to date and not practice English. Well, Andrea, there's a simple way to root out those people. If you just constantly ask them questions about grammar and ask them questions about normal things, not about dating, just ask them about their life, their work, their job, and then in between, every 2 questions that you ask about the person, ask a grammar question or ask a pronunciation question. If they're real people who really want to help, they will continue to answer your English questions. If they aren't, then you can just stop talking to them, okay? Is this a live stream or a recorded video? Gloria, it's a live stream. Hello, Gloria. Okay. Can I explain the word cynical? Sure. So to be cynical means that you have a bad view of things. Okay? Think of it like this. If you're very untrusting of something, untrusting of people, untrusting of a situation, if you don't trust things or people, then you are very cynical. If you always think that things are going to go badly, then you're pretty cynical. It's kind of like being pessimistic in a way, okay? Skeptical is another way to put it. A skeptic is always somebody who's questioning. So I would say a cynic is a skeptic with a negative viewpoint. Okay? Hello, Sadef. Hello, Eugene Marie. Good to see you again. That's right. My name is blah, blah, blah. I'm from blah, blah, blah. Hello. Yeah, see, Sunday. Now Sunday gave me a good introduction. My name is Sun. I come from China. Nice to meet you. That's a good start. Hello, Min Kant in Myanmar. Do I like fishing? I do like fishing. As a matter of fact, I was considering going fishing today, but it looks like the river level is a little too high. So I think I might go hiking later and maybe mushroom hunting. How do I say this name? Sundiaj? Is that Sundiaj? Speaks to her parrot in English. That's good. All right. Okay, people are saying only half my face is showing. You should turn your phone sideways. If you turn your phone sideways, you should see all of me. What's the difference between out loud and loud? Loud means the volume is high. Loud means the volume is high. Out loud means to use your voice to say something. Okay? Let me see something. Wait 1 minute. I have to tell the Hello Talk people something. Okay, I told Hello Talk about the view problem. So let's see. Tell me, does it get any better if I turn my camera like this? Is that better or worse? Is that better? Yes? Yes, better. Okay. All right. Huh? This okay? Yes. Okay. All right. All right, fine. Yeah, there's a problem with Hello Talk where now I guess you can't turn your phone to see the proper view, which I told them is a problem. They need to fix that. So, all right, I'm going to start teaching here soon. I'm going to show you some websites I use. All right. So, yes, I like fishing, and why can't you speak in English, but you can write in English? Sylvia, that's because you don't practice thinking in English. You need to practice thinking in English, Sylvia. If you practice thinking in English, then you can write, read, speak, and listen well. All language starts in the mind. All language starts in the mind. Okay? When do you use bon appetit exactly? Bon appetit is a French phrase that means good appetite or good eating. And you say it when someone is about to eat. Okay, so if you give somebody their food, you can say bon appetit. If you serve the food, you say bon appetit. If someone says, I'm about to eat lunch, you could say bon appetit. Okay? Does spoken English begin with phrasal verbs? No, definitely not. Phrasal verbs are advanced, and it's something you should learn later. Okay? See, Eugene Marie made a good introduction. That's good. Okay, now let me get somebody on the stage. Fawn, what do you mean by set of English? I don't know what that means. Set of expressions. Again, 我听不懂你说什么. Phrasal verbs, is that what you mean? Fawn. That doesn't make any sense in English. That means nothing. Set of expressions means nothing. A set means a group. Expressions, there are millions of expressions. So, still don't understand what you mean. Have to do with what? Fun. At your level, no, you should not be doing that. You need to start at the beginning, not in the middle. Okay? You need to start in the beginning, not at the middle. Okay? If you can't write your question, then that means that your level is not good enough to be working on advanced things. That sounds like an advanced thing. Okay? In my YouTube, I have some people asking me, what's the difference between stubborn, tenacious, and clingy? Stubborn is usually a negative term that means somebody who is unwilling to change their way or their mind or their views. To be stubborn is to have your own idea of how something is supposed to go and you stick to it no matter what anybody tells you. Tenacious means that you are like a tiger trying to get food. Okay? A tiger is hungry. It wants to eat. It's not going to stop until it eats. So being tenacious means you will not stop until you get what you want. Clingy is a negative term. So tenacious is usually a positive term. Clingy is a negative term that means to cling to something means to hold on to something. Clingy means that you are too emotionally attached to another person. Okay? That's what clingy means. All right, my YouTube channel's right here. If you go to my YouTube channel, the view should be better. The view will be perfect if you go to my YouTube channel. And if you go to my YouTube channel, there's no time limit. And the quality should be a little bit better too. Okay? All right, so you had some issues getting into the app again. They told me to update it. Yeah, Carlos, you got to keep it updated. They do updates a lot. Is it good to learn English through movies and making shadowing? It's good to learn English through movies if you watch the right movies. One, the content of the movie has to be useful. If it's a movie about family and friends and work and real life, then that's probably good. But it also matters who is speaking, okay? Not all movies are good for learning proper English. Movies and TV shows have common English, but not academically proper English all the time. So sometimes the stuff that you learn in the movies might be commonly spoken, but not the proper way that you learn in school, okay? What's the meaning of literary? Literary means things that have to do with literature, okay? Literature means all the written forms of something in a language, okay? So books and novels, that's literature, okay? The lens is really unclear. Well, then go to my YouTube channel. And tell Hello Talk it's unclear. Okay, again, fun. 说简单的英文，你说太难的，为什么？如果你有问题，问简单的问题。这个我就是太难的，我听不懂你说什么。The proper content means comprehensible input. 我听得懂，可是没有道理。我觉得你可以问我用中文说中文写中文 ，OK？ Okay, let's see. Who wants to come on my stage? Do English and Chinese languages have any commonalities? That's an interesting question. Let me think about that for a minute. Not many. Not many, no. Yeah, that's the but pinyin is just that's the romanization of Chinese, so it's not exactly the same. Okay, all right. Let's see. What's Fawn's question here? 老师什么 fixed matching first? No, I don't know what that is. Okay, Fawn, 我觉得你需要新的英文老师。我觉得你的老师有一点疯了。And Anna is saying what here? My virtual background. It's not a virtual background. That's a real background. That's not a virtual background. That's real. Okay, who wants to raise their hand and come talk to me? Alex wants me to pronounce the word detrimental. Detrimental. Okay, Fawn wants to come talk to me. Fawn, come talk to me. Ask me your real question so I can help you.
Hello,
Fawn.
Sorry, I'm not bothering you.
No, it's okay. I just don't understand what you want to know, Fawn. What is your problem in English? Ask me what your problem is. Who told you something? I don't understand what they told you.
My English teacher, I take part in the English course.
Okay, 他是中国人吗?
Yes.
Okay, all right, that's one thing. All right, and 他告诉你什么？
就是要先学500-600个最基本的，like get up, coming.
No, those are phrasal verbs.
Phrase, yes, phrase verb.
That's later. No, not in the beginning. No. Phrasal verbs that's advanced English. No, you don't learn those in the beginning. No, because phrasal verbs are very confusing. Because phrasal verbs are improvised language. So you can't learn that first because sometimes the phrasal verb changes the meaning a lot. So you'll be very confused if you learn phrasal verbs first, then the verbs will be confusing to you. So no, phrasal verbs are something you learn last, not first. Okay?
Oh,
You can learn a
so
few of them. If you want to learn a few of the simple ones in the beginning, okay, like come in. All right, fine. That's a simple one. But most phrasal verbs are pretty difficult to understand and you should learn them later. 听得懂吗?
so yes, I see. So the first step should be what?
The first step is focus on 8 areas. There are 8 things you need to work on. You need to work on reading, writing, listening, speaking, thinking. 好，就是那个就是oh, now I forgot the word. Oh, 等一下，我看一下。
Listen, speaking, writing,
Yes,
reading,
yes. 可是
thinking.
那个第一次重要的就是 thinking，你需要想英文。OK， 每天我想中文，你也可以想英文。Okay? So thinking is the most important part. If you cannot think in English, then you cannot read, write, listen, or speak well. Okay? Then there are 3 other parts that you need to work on. Your pronunciation, your grammar, and your vocabulary.
Vocabulary.
Yes. Pronunciation, grammar, and vocabulary. Reading, writing, listening, speaking, thinking. Pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary. Those are the 8 places that you need to work on to build your English. You need a plan for all of those. So how do you practice your reading every day? How do you practice your writing every day? How do you practice your listening every day? How do you practice your speaking every day?
We use the textbook to name the time reading for fluent.
Okay. All right. That's okay. But let me show you something. I'm going to show you a website I use.
Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate you.
There's a good website that I use, everybody, for reading practice, especially if you're beginner to intermediate level. It's called eslfast.com. ESL Fast. Okay. So this is ESL Fast. And look, it has reading for children, super easy reading. I usually my students start here at the level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay? So let's look at this very quickly. Let's just look at a simple one on level 1. Okay? So level 1, let's take a look at the first day of school. Okay? First day of school. So at the top here, you can see there's a recording. Okay, there's a recording.
Yes.
He goes to class. There is an empty seat.
Okay, you can hear them speak, okay? Then you can read this. It's very simple. Can you read that for me?
Okay, thank you. I try. He goes to the class. There is an empty seat in front. He sits in the seat. He looks around. There are different people. He says hi to the girl next to him. He smiles. The teacher comes in. She closes the door. Everyone is silent. The first day of school begins.
Okay, 不错. Okay, the only thing that I noticed that you do, many Chinese people have this problem. Sometimes when you read a word, you won't say the end of the word properly. So on the word smiles, you said smile. You said she smile, but it's she smiles. Okay, and closes, you said she closed the door. It's she closes the door. Okay, so those are some simple pronunciation exercises you can work on. Focus on the end of the words. Okay, now this is very simple, right? Very easy, right? And at the bottom, they have this vocabulary. If you click on that, now you will see the vocabulary words that are here in this reading. And you can click on each one and look at that. It gives you the definition. Okay, it goes to the Cambridge Dictionary, okay? And they also have a good exercise like this, where you have to fill in the words. He goes to class. There is an
There is an
empty seat in front.
empty
Yeah, he sits in the chair or seat. Yeah, he looks around. There are different people.
There are different people.
Right? So you have to fill in the words. If you don't know the word, then you can go here and click hint. And look, it'll give you the first letter. There is an E, empty. Okay? It'll help you.
Yeah.
All right? And then you can check at the end and it'll tell you if you were right or not. Okay? Then there's another exercise here called sentences, where it gives you the sentence in the wrong order, and you have to put it in the right order. So which one? Die Itze, die Arze, die Sanse, die Sitze, right? So there is an empty seat, period. And then you sit, check, 100%. Okay, understand? And if you don't know, you can click hint, and it'll tell you the next one, okay? And then there's another one here called dictation. Dictation here, if you click on this one,
spelling.
This one you press play and they say something, and now you have to write what they say. So you have to listen to them and then try to type what you say or what they say. Okay, so here's what
There is an empty seat.
Okay, so they said there is an empty seat.
It's dictation.
Yeah, dictation. That's right. And now I click check, and boom, 100% correct. Okay? All right, so this is a great website that I use with a lot of practice. I think there are about 3,000 different stories to read. Okay?
Thank you. I'll keep it in my
this is a really good one. It's just called eslfast.com, eslfast.com, eslfast.com. And level 6 is still not really hard. Let me show you level 6 very quickly. So let's just choose one here. So let's try the hairstyle change.
Okay.
So this one is a different hairstyle or color can change a person's entire look. You want to?
It can make a person. I'll try.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Thank you. A different hairstyle or color can change a person's entire look. It can make a person look better or worse. Jim was about to enter her first day of college. She wanted a new book. She wanted a new look. Her current hairstyle was nice, but it was boring. He had it since he was ninth grader. Her hair right now was straight, long, and flowed. My pronunciation.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
She went into the hair salon and asked for the hairstylist, "What kind of look are you going for?" The hairstylist asked, "I want to look like a model," Jim said. "Well, we can add a layer to your hair. We can also make your hair more blonde." The hairstylist said. "That sounds good," Jim said. Jim sat in the chair while the hairstylist cut her hair. Jim couldn't see herself in the mirror because she didn't have her glasses on. She just trusted the hairstylist. An hour later, the hairstylist said, "Done." Jim put on her glasses and looked at herself. She looked totally different. She liked it, but felt strange. She could barely even recognize herself.
Very good. Okay, and there's a little bit more, but you see, they're still not very, very long. Okay, they're just a lot longer than level 1. Okay, and this was
It's much,
pretty easy
much,
though.
it's much harder, much difficult.
Okay, well that's good.
Much,
That's much more difficult, you can say.
yes.
Okay, but again, there's vocabulary words here. All of this is down here to help you. Okay, so this is one of the sites that I use to help me teach my students reading and pronunciation and even grammar, because a lot of grammar you can learn from reading. If you read enough English, you'll see how we form our sentences, and then you'll know how to form sentences. It's the same thing when I learn Chinese. If I read in Chinese, it helps me understand where the order of the word, like why is this one supposed to be here? Like in Chinese, the time element is usually in the beginning. Okay?
Yes, yes, because English is different from Chinese. There are varieties of word,
That's
like
right.
the perfect past tense and all kinds of variety
That's
varies from.
That's right. Chinese doesn't have any tenses. That's right. Yeah. ESLfast.com. That's the name of the site that I was just using for him. Okay. That's one good site that I use for
Thank you.
teaching my students reading. Okay. There's another site I can show you if you want me to. It's called ESLlab.com. ESL-lab.com. And this one, let me share again.
It's a podcast program from California.
Well, the first site that I showed you is actually, I think it's designed by a Chinese guy, a Chinese teacher. But it's really good. But this one is actually from an American named Randall. Randall's ESL Cyber Listening Lab. This one is focused on listening. So here you have easy, intermediate, and difficult listening. So let's look at the easy ones. Okay. So here they have many different choices here. You can choose, let's try this one, party time. Okay, let's look at this. So you go here, and first thing you do is they have a pre-listening exercise. They say, imagine that you have been invited to a party. How would you dress for the occasion? What types of fashionable clothing can you purchase at local stores or even online clothing stores? So these are just some things to think about before you start the listening. Then they have a couple of idioms they use in this listening. The life of the party. That means the person who's at the party who's having the most fun. Okay, so whoever is at the party and they're always having fun and making it fun for everyone, that's the life of the party. He's the life of the party. She's the life of the party. It means they're the most exciting person at the party who always makes everyone have a good time. Okay?
It's the core of the party.
Right. Yeah.
Core.
Yeah. Kind of like that. Yeah. Then it says, eat you out of house and home. That's what we say when somebody, like if you have a teenager in your house, if you have a teenage son or daughter, usually son, they eat a lot. Right? So they're always eating food. And so maybe your parents will say, you're going to eat me out of house and home. It means they eat so much that they're going to eat all your food and everything you have. Okay? So it means they're difficult to feed because someone eats so much. Okay?
Oh.
And then we go here.
I think
Go ahead.
this is much better, much practical.
Yeah, this is. Right. And so then here's the listening here. Can you guys hear this?
Hi, Dave.
Hi.
Happy to see you make it. Come on.
Wow, looks like the party's in full swing.
Yeah, and they're eating.
Can you hear that?
Oh, a little bit challenging.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit weird. The sound sounds a little weird. I think it's only because I'm sharing the screen. The sound is a little weird. But if you play it on your computer or your phone, it should sound fine. Okay? And then you listen to the recording, and then you have to answer some questions about the recording.
What is that?
Okay?
That's work. That's
This is
really
very good for your
thing.
listening. Yeah, this is very, very good for your
Thanks.
listening. Okay, so the first site
Thank
I
you for
showed you
your.
is really good for your reading, and this one is really good for your listening. Okay, and then I have another
Oh,
one I
thank
use
you.
that's good for your thinking and speaking. I use another one that's. So let me type in this site here. This one is called ESLLab.com, ESL-lab.com. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. ESLLab.com.
Oh,
Then the other one I
oh,
use is this one. I use this site for my conversation classes, and I use this site for teaching my students how to think in English and practice their thinking and speaking. This one is called iteslj.org. And look at all the topics. Look at all the topics you can choose. So let's choose a topic like languages. So there are a bunch of questions here. What language is spoken the most in your country?
yes, interesting.
So you can answer that question, and when you answer these, you should answer with the most full way that you can. Use full sentences. So don't just say Chinese. Okay, say the language that is spoken the most in my country is Chinese. Okay, practice your speaking by giving full answers. Do you have a second language in your country? So, no, we don't really have a second language in my country. Okay, how many languages do you speak fluently? I speak Chinese fluently and I'm learning English. Okay, does your language have words adopted from English? Yes, we do. Like sofa, shafa, salad, shala. Things like that. Those are words that are adopted from English, okay? So look at all the questions. These are good for practicing your thinking and your speaking. Okay? If you don't have enough things to think about, then go here. Look, so many questions, so many topics. Okay? So
Thank you. So I really appreciate you.
you're
Thank you
welcome.
for your sharing.
You're very welcome. And here's this site here for everybody if you want to find it, okay? Now, if you're in China, I think that these sites are okay. I think you don't need a VPN for them, but maybe you do. So you might need to check and see if you need a VPN to use them. All right? But
Okay.
those are three
Thank
sites
you.
I use that are really good for practicing your reading, your listening, and your speaking or thinking. Okay?
Yes.
And the
yes. Okay. So
this last site, you could also use it for writing practice. Just answer the questions and write. Okay, so that last
Yes,
one is good for speaking, thinking, and writing. Okay?
thank you. I
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate you.
You're welcome, Phone. And
Okay.
again, I'm sorry if
Okay.
I was a little bit a little angry earlier with
Yes.
you. It's not that. It's just that there are many teachers who the way they teach is just they give you too many difficult things too early, and that will frustrate you. Okay, so I guess maybe you lost your time. I'm not sure if you lost your time there, but it was nice to meet you, Fawn, and I hope that helped you a lot. Okay? Hello, Bellin. Okay, so once again, the three websites that I was using there was eslfast.com. That's a good website for your reading, okay? And then I used esl-lab.com. That's good for your listening. And I also use let's see, it's this one. I use this one for speaking, thinking, and writing. Okay? So those are the sites that I use for different things for my students. All right? Okay, let me see if I missed any questions or comments here. Sunday, if you want to chat with me, you can always buy a lesson. Okay? Neo Shema Shema. This is Shema. What's my problem? Neo Shema Wenti. Ah, Xiang. 对啊. Yeah. Okay, eslfast.com. Hello, Quavo. Good to see you again. Is there a mobile app from this website? I don't think they have mobile apps for those websites, but I think that you can just open them on your browser. Okay? Chaitanya. Am I going to observe the upcoming total solar eclipse today? Well, maybe. It depends on if it's too cloudy or not. I think it's pretty cloudy right now. Let's check the weather here and see what it says. Yeah, it's supposed to be cloudy all day, so I don't know if we're going to really get a good view of it because of all the clouds today. Could I summarize 3 methods for you? Reading, writing, and listening, the name of the website. Yeah. So again, Odie, eslfast.com is the one I use for reading practice. Okay? It's good for pronunciation too because they have recordings. Okay? ESL-lab.com. That's the one I use for listening practice. Okay? And then the last one is iteslj.org/questions. That's the one I use for writing, speaking, and thinking practice. Okay? Hello, Mohammed. Yes, you may ask your question. What's your question? Hello, Jesus from Costa Rica. How to be good enough for the IELTS? You need to study. You need good books. Get the good books. I recommend the companies Cambridge or Barron's, BARRON''S, or Kaplan, KAPLAN. Hello, Janie from Indonesia, I think. What's the difference between Miles High Club and Miles Ahead Club? Mohammed, that's a complicated question for me to answer. Send me a private message about that and I'll give you the answer because the first one is a little naughty. I can't talk about that here on the live stream, okay, Mohammed? So send me a private message and I'll answer that question for you, okay? You need almost a month to learn all the vocabulary that I posted. What difficult words? Oh, you mean on my Facebook page? Yeah, Belen, that's a lot of vocabulary words. I just posted them all in my album. So actually, I'm going to redo it all maybe this week. This week, I'm going to repost all those vocabulary words again. I want to order them better, organize them better for you to learn, okay? So, yes, my Facebook page, there are lots of new vocabulary words and quotes that you can get there too. Inspirational quotes, quotes for thinking. So, yes, but that is a lot. Of course, and most of those words are very difficult. Most of them are very difficult. Yeah. What did I do today, Ren? You're looking at it. It's still morning here, Ren. So far, I have woken up, taken a shower, gotten breakfast. I've had my breakfast and coffee, and now I'm teaching. And after this today, I will maybe I'll watch for the solar eclipse, maybe, but maybe not because it's looking very cloudy, so I think it's going to be pointless. And quite honestly, I think it's a little bit weird how excited we all are about it. I might go for a hike in the woods. The weather looks like it's pretty good today, so I might go hiking for the first time this year, and maybe I'll look for some mushrooms. A friend of mine went hiking recently and found some delicious morel mushrooms, and those are amazing. I've never found any before, so I might try looking. Okay? Hello, Waji. You're welcome, Odie. Hello, Fatima. Do I know it? Yes, I know about it. Quavo, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that excited about the solar eclipse, everybody. I've seen a couple of them in my lifetime, and I don't know. It seems like I don't understand. It's 4 minutes. It's 4 minutes, and yeah, the sun is going to disappear, but it's still kind of like, I don't know. I don't understand why it's such a huge deal. In America, it's a really big deal, but I just don't know. I'm not that excited about it like everybody else is. Mary wants me to pronounce the word diseases. Diseases. Okay? Can I teach some idioms and expressions for IELTS Band 8? Okay, let's see. One moment. Here is a website for practicing idioms for the IELTS test. Okay, that's a great website with a lot of English idioms. They're all explained right there on the website, so go there. Okay? All right, one moment. Please be patient. I'm trying to catch up here. I'm almost done. Can I write my ID page again? You mean for my personal website, Quavo? Or what do you mean? For my YouTube page, it's right here. There's my YouTube page. Go to my YouTube page. I still have one important thing to fix on my website, so I'm not going to talk about that until tomorrow. I should be able to tell everybody about my new website tomorrow, okay? But I still have one thing to fix, and you can sign up for private lessons on my new website starting tomorrow, okay? Janie, I do invite people on the stage, but I'm trying to answer all the questions first. So, where do I hike? I hike right behind my house. There's a bunch of woods right back behind my house. I just go outside and walk into the woods. All right. Could I play some drums to gain energy for today? Maybe at the end. Yeah, sure. I haven't played drums for a while on my live stream. Maybe I'll do that at the end. Hello, Sidra. Good to see you. I hope school is going well. Hello, Erica. Good to see you. Okay. What's the difference between may and might? Mary, if you go to my Hello Talk moments, let's see. Do I have that? Let me see if I can find that for you. Here we go. Here. Copy link. Send. No. Come back here. Here is a Hello Talk moment that I made all about May versus Might. Go to that Hello Talk moment and you'll find your answer there, okay? Okay, and Chaitanya, it's a bit more complicated than that. Might is a lot more than just humble, and May is not just informal. Go to my my Hello Talk moment, and you can see a good definition about it, okay? Cooperation and collaboration. Aragon, cooperation and collaboration are they're synonyms, okay? So just chabadodisi, okay? To cooperate. Co means together, operate means work. Collaborate, co means together, and labor means work. Laboration means to work. So cooperation and collaboration are pretty much the same thing. The only difference would be cooperate might be used in a more general term. So I would say collaboration is a form of cooperation, okay? Collaboration means different people working together or different groups working together, okay? Cooperation is a slightly more general term, okay? The website for speaking and the speaking and writing website, itesl.org/questions. That's the one for speaking, writing, and thinking. Okay? Okay, I'm trying to catch up, everybody. Are idioms essential to use in the IELTS speaking part? I would say they're very good. If you know some, then they're very useful and helpful to get a better score. Yes, go to that website I put there before and you'll find your answer, okay? All right. The difference between who and whom. Jimmy, the truth is that nobody really cares about the difference between who and whom anymore. But if you do a search for that online, Jimmy, there should be a bunch of different websites that can explain the proper way to use whom. But it's one of those things that, honestly, in informal situations, nobody cares. If you're taking a test, they might care about it. But in the real life, nobody cares, okay? Honestly, most people I know don't use the word whom anymore. Okay, hello, old boy. Okay, let's get somebody else on stage. When do you have to use I speak and when do you have to use I speaks? You never say I speaks or I sleeps. No. You say I speak or I sleep. There's no I speaks, no I sleeps. Okay? You could say he sleeps and he speaks, but I would just be the singular sleep. Okay? Does the formal way of talking in the U.S. really exist nowadays? It does. Yeah, it depends on who you're talking to. Okay? All right, let's talk to old boy, and then raise your hand if you want to come up and talk to me. Hello, old boy.
Hello, Teacher Mark.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good.
Pretty well, doing pretty well.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you again. First time we meet on your stage. I always in comment section. Yeah, thank you, sir.
So what can I do for you today? Do you have a question for me?
Yes, I got the question. My question is about how to help my friend from Russia, also from Russia, from St. Petersburg, from my town, my city. She had problem to speak, but she knows English words, but very shy to talk. So she texting every day like a machine gun, like a Gatling gun. Your vocabulary is enough. Why you
Right.
doesn't talk? Or you don't
Yeah.
talk? Because I very shy. I do many mistakes. How people can understand me? So that's a psychological maybe problem. I don't know how to
Okay.
remove
That's a
this
good question.
unnecessary break. Yeah.
That's a good question. So, this is a very common problem for many people around the world, okay? In every language across the world, 40% of the people are afraid to speak in public. The proper word for it is glossophobia. Glossophobia means you're afraid to speak in public. Yeah, glossophobia means afraid to speak in public. But that's why I tell everyone here, the first thing that you must understand, if you want to learn a language, you must be brave. You must be a warrior. You have to be like a fighter. Okay? If you're a fighter, if you're in the army, okay, if you're in the army and the general tells you you have to go fight, you can't tell the general, "Oh, I feel shy today." You can't. You have to go fight, right? And if you're a performer, like a musician or an actor, you can't be shy and do that job. You cannot do it, right? Or if your child was in the street and a car was about to hit them, and would you yell and say something, or would you be too shy to speak? Of course, you'll yell, right? So that means being brave is a very important part of learning a language. You cannot be shy and be successful learning a language. It's not possible. Okay, so that's why the first thing I tell everybody is if you want to learn a language, then you must be a language warrior. A warrior is a fighter.
Exactly.
Okay? And when people say, well, what are we fighting? What are we fighting? We're fighting our fear. Okay, so
It's our
to
fear,
be a
yes.
warrior, you have to fight. And what are we fighting? We're fighting our fear. Okay? And you know, old boy, it's like this. When people do something well on the stage, what do we say to them? We say, bravo, 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 right? And what does bravo mean? Bravo is the Italian word that means brave.
Brave.
That's what it means. We're telling people congratulations on being brave. We know it was very brave to do that. So that's what you need to do is you need to tell her that if you want to be successful, then you must be a fighter. You cannot be shy. Bravo, B-R-A-V-O, is the Italian word that means brave. In Italian,
Brave, bravo.
yeah, bravo. So if a man does something good, then we say bravo. If a woman does something good, we say brava, B-R-A-V-A. So it's B-R-A-V-O for a man and B-R-A-V-A for women, okay?
The problem is, I think, in the mentality of Russian people, because Russian people, if they absolutely don't know English, it's okay. We know some articles. It's enough for travel for Russian people. But if Russian people speak a little bit English, so they're very, very shy. Oh, no, I don't speak English.
Yeah, well, there's sometimes when being humble isn't helping you, and that's like a form of being humble that's not benefiting you, right? The same thing is true on Hello Talk. Most people on Hello Talk, they put their English level lower than they really are, right? So I see people all the time on here who they put their English level on Hello Talk as 1, meaning like very beginner. But then I talk to them and they're pretty good. They're definitely at least intermediate or advanced. So there's a tendency for people to always say that their English is not as good as it really is. I do the same thing with my Chinese. I mean, people say my Chinese is pretty good. I always say, no, it's not good. You know? So I think being humble is sometimes it's beneficial for learning a language, but when it comes to speaking and using the language, no, it's not useful. You can't be humble like that. You have to just speak, because here's what you have to understand. You cannot get better doing something unless you do that thing. So if you're always being humble and shy, then you're not practicing enough and you're never going to improve. So if you're afraid to make mistakes, don't be. Mistakes are good. Mistakes are part of progress, okay? If you're afraid to make mistakes, then you're afraid to speak. If you're afraid to speak, you won't get enough practice. But if you are not afraid to speak and you make mistakes, then you'll make more practice. You'll get more progress, okay? So, it takes time for people to understand this, but that's why I call everybody a language warrior. All of my posts on Hello Talk, I say, hello, language warriors. At the end of my streams, I say, see you next time, language warriors. Okay, so language warrior means you have to be a fighter. I tell people, you cannot be shy and be successful learning a language. You can't. And 98% of people who are shy, they can stop. They can change. Only 2%, maybe they have a real psychological problem where they need help. But 98% of you, shyness is something that doesn't benefit you in most things in life, but especially in language learning or learning in general. If you want to learn, you can't be shy. You have to fight. Learning is a battle. Fighting is, part of it. Okay?
The struggle with our fears. Yeah.
That's right. You have to fight your fear. If your fear is controlling you, then you're limiting yourself. Okay? You have to be able to get past your fear. Everybody is afraid the first time, okay? So it's like, I tell people it's like learning how to swim. Everybody around the world, when they learn how to swim, we're afraid. We're afraid, right? And we walk to the edge of the water and we just put our foot in the water. We put our toes in the water, right? And we go, oh, it's cold. And we're afraid to jump in. And eventually, what happens? Sometimes your mom or your brother or your uncle will just come push you in the water. Why?
Yes.
Why do they do that? Because they know that your fear is irrational. It's just water. There are no sharks in the water. You're not going to die. Just get in the water. Just do it, right? And when you get in the water, the first time you're scared. Then the second time, it's not that bad. The third time, it's better. So the more you do it, the less scared you are, right? So that is the truth for everything in learning in life. In the beginning, we're afraid because it's new and different. But if you do it more, then you get more confidence. Okay? So I'm a drummer. The first time I was on stage, I think I was 15 years old, and I was scared. But I've been on stage hundreds of thousands of times now. I've been on stage a lot. Now it's like home when I'm on stage. I'm not afraid. So the more you do it, the more confidence you get. If you never do it, you never get confidence. Confidence comes with practice. Okay?
I see. This is a nice example. Swimming and water.
Yeah, swimming. It's, swimming is a good one to think about because everybody's afraid to swim, but it's a silly thing to be afraid of. We know that. Yeah, just swim. It's just water. Just get in. Do it. You'll be fine. Okay? Yeah. And like I said,
Thank you.
98% of the people, you're welcome. 98% of the people, you just need to start fighting your fear. You have to start fighting your fear. Don't let fear control you. Okay?
Yeah. But the problem is the question, the general question, uh, how to win. Is this battle? Is this your
Practice.
fear?
Practice. That's the way. Practice. Yeah. The poet Rumi, the Persian poet Rumi, he says, all of your fear and anxiety comes from seeking harmony. Seek disharmony and you will find peace. And what that means is you cannot be comfortable without becoming uncomfortable first. Comfort comes after uncomfort, okay? It's like walking through a tunnel. If you walk into a tunnel, it's dark. It's dark and scary. And the first time you walk in the tunnel, you can't see anything. It's very scary. But if you keep walking, there's the light down at the end. And you walk more and the light gets bigger. And you walk more and the light gets bigger. Everything in life and learning is like walking through a tunnel. In the beginning, it's dark and scary. Keep walking and it'll get better. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
That's the way.
I see the light at the end of my tunnel.
That's right.
And I go,
When you see the light,
and
now
light
it's
more and
that's
more.
right. That's right. And eventually you come out the other side and you realize that it's just a tunnel. Why was I so afraid? Right?
Right.
That's right. So the more you do, the more confident you become. If you never do it, you never get confident. That's right. Confidence comes from practice. That's exactly right. Everybody, when you see a performer, right? If you see a musician on stage and you say, wow, they're so amazing. If you paid to see them, if you paid a ticket to see them, what you paid for, you paid to see somebody who's confident. You paid to see somebody who believes in themselves. You paid to see somebody who practiced. That's it. It's not rocket science. Anybody can get confidence. They just need to do it more. Whatever you're trying to learn, you will get confident if you do it more. Okay?
Yeah. So, my conclusion in your words is learning languages. It's a long, long way to struggle with your fears.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah. And remember, like I said, 40% of people everywhere, in every language, 40% of Russian people are afraid to speak in public. 40% of American people are afraid to speak in public. That has nothing to do with learning a new language. That's just in their native language. So in a new language, it's even more. Right? So, but it's the same thing is true. It's just a matter of practice. And I really think only 2 or 3% of people, they might have a real problem where they need help, you know, from a psychologist or some counselor or something. But everybody else, no, you just need to do it more. You just need to do it more. That's it. Your English is excellent, by the way.
Hi, thank you. No,
See? See, everybody says that.
Thank you. Shamar.
So, and I have a question. So, you said you're Russian and you're in St. Petersburg. Are you ethnically part of that Asian Russian group of people?
My parents from Korea. I am Korean. I'm a piece.
Okay. I see.
Ethnically Korean.
Okay.
But I was born.
But you were born in Russia.
But,
Okay. Right. So, yeah, I see. All right. That's what I was curious about. It's just question, you know. It's something like that in America is very common, you know, like everybody hears from somebody else, someplace else. So when somebody says I'm American and they look Asian, that doesn't make me have questions. But of course, in other places, sometimes it's like, oh, that's interesting. And I know that there are a group of people in Russia who are right on the border of Asian countries, and so they look Asian, but they speak Russian, and they're pretty much they're Russian people, you know, but they look more Asian.
Far east.
That's right. Yeah, like
border.
That's
Japanese
right.
Border or China border.
That's right. Yeah, like the city of Harbin in China, it looks like half Russian, half Chinese. It's a very interesting looking city. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, well, it was really good to
But
talk to
Russia
you, my
is
friend.
Russia is a multinational country. It's like a United States of America. A lot of nationalities live in Russia, so that's okay.
Well, that's good to
To
know.
see guys like me.
Yeah. No. I certainly didn't mean it as any kind of an insult. I was just curious, and I think some other people were curious too. That's all. So yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and what is your real name? Can I ask you what your real name is?
My name is Victor.
Victor.
Yeah.
Okay, Victor. It's nice to talk to you, Victor.
Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, and your English is
Sure, Mark.
excellent.
I I mistake every time when I speak English, but I don't care about that. If people understand what I say, so and understand,
That's
people
right.
around me, it's
That's
okay.
right.
I don't care about my pronunciation, my
That's
accent.
right.
My accent is a little bit
Good.
Russian or Korean or something like that.
That's perfect. Then your English is excellent. That's exactly the way I am about my Chinese. I don't care about my accent. I just care if you understand me. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, Victor.
Hey,
It
you
was great
touch
to
me,
talk
Teacher
to you.
Mark. You should touch me about that. Don't care about that. Like me, I don't care about my Chinese. People understand.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
exactly
that's it.
right. Yeah. You know, and
That was your lesson,
life is
yeah.
not a test. Life is not a test. Everybody who's learning languages, so many of them, they're studying for the IELTS test or the TOEFL test, and I understand that, but that's not who I'm trying to teach, really. I'm trying to teach language for life, not language for a test. Okay? And the funny thing about those tests are the TOEFL test or the IELTS test, if you gave that test to 90% of native speakers in America, they would fail. Because most native speakers don't know the language like that on a test. They can use the language, but they don't know the rules anymore. They don't remember any of that. We learned it in school when we were kids, and then we forget all of that. So the average person, if you ask the average person on the street, what's a gerund, they're not going to know. If you ask the average person on the street, what's a past participle, they're not going to know. So that's why I think it's funny when everybody's so worried about these tests, but the native speakers wouldn't pass them. But what does that mean? They speak better than you do, though. So that means that it's not about the test. It's about your practical usage of the language. Practical usage of the language should be the goal. Practical usage of the language. Okay? Victor, did I lose you? Are you there? The signal's getting a little weak there, Victor. I'm going to let you go, Victor, and see if I can talk to a couple more people here today. But it was really great to talk to you, my friend, and thank you for coming on my stage. Come back and see me again, okay?
Thank you, teacher.
All right, take care, Victor. Have a good day.
Yeah, I will.
All right, well, that was nice. That was nice. All right, great. Nate, the quality of my cam is not awful. The quality of Hello Talk is awful sometimes. My camera is a 1080 cam, and on YouTube, if you go to my YouTube channel, it's perfect. So the quality of my camera is fine. It's not that. Unfortunately, the quality of the Hello Talk live streams are sometimes not so good. Yeah. But again, look, here's my YouTube channel. If you go to that, you can check and see what does it look like on YouTube. It looks great. Okay? Can I pronounce the word detrimental? Detrimental. And hello, Pineako. Thank you. Thank you. Is it how do you Quavo? You're gonna have to teach me how to pronounce your real name sometime. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Manowach, or is it k at the end? Manowak. Yes. Long time no see. Long time no see. Nate, how are you? I don't use my mobile phone, everybody. I'm not on my mobile phone. I'm on my computer. I use my computer to do my live streams most of the time, and that's why I'm on Hello Talk now, and I'm also on YouTube at the same time live now. Okay? Okay, let's see. Let me make sure I didn't miss any comments here. Art says it's not like that. Well, Art, I think it's like that for some people. There are some people in every country who are just shy about language, and they don't understand that you can't get better. Okay? They don't understand you can't get better if you don't put away your shyness. Need a Yuan Hao. Okay, well, 谢谢. Hello, Atusa. Hello, Mwai. And yes, Suzanne, I am a musician. I'm a drummer, and I often make comparisons between music and language learning because there are many, many similarities. That's why musicians have a big advantage in learning languages. Sing a song. I'm not a singer. Why? I'm a drummer. Hello, Annie. Can I say several words or sentences about renting apartments? Andy, that's an interesting thing to ask about. Do you want to know about how to rent an apartment in America, or are you just trying to learn about that conversation topic? Hello, Patrizia. Thank you very much. So, you just want to know about the language of renting an apartment. Let me just give you a website that'll help you with that. One moment. Here is a page with worksheets about renting an apartment. And here is a website that should help you with some of the vocabulary. Okay? All right. Let me talk to somebody else in just 1 minute. Let me just catch up with the comments here. Nate, yeah, I'll bring you up in a second. Hold on. Thank you, Sifax. My YouTube channel is right here. Transfer, transit, and shift. Sophie, so the letters TRANS means to go across something. So transfer is when one thing is passed to another thing, right? So sometimes we use that word when we're talking about a bus, right? If you need to get to a place, maybe there's not one bus that will take you there. You might need to transfer, which means that you get on one bus to go to this point, and then you get on another bus to go to another point. When you get on that other bus, that's called transferring. You are going from one across to the other. Okay, so to transfer means to, let me give you the exact definition here. Here it is. Transfer, to convey or remove from one place to an or person to another. So it's either to convey, meaning to move from one place to another, or one person to another. Okay? Transit means to move from one place to another. Okay? So transit means using some form of transportation. Okay, and shift means to change from one thing to another. Okay, so if I say you need to shift focus from your speaking to your listening, that means you're right now you're thinking about your speaking too much, and you need to shift your focus to your reading more. Okay, or listening, whatever I said. Okay. How can you get the New York City accent pretty fast? You mean to speak it or understand it for listening? Those are two different things. For understanding listening, I would say you need to go to YouTube and find many, many people who speak with a New York accent and listen as much as you can. Okay? New York. How yous guys doing? All right. Again, Viller, if the quality of the screen is quite bad, then go to my YouTube channel. It should be better. Okay? And again, that's not me. That's Hello Talk. Can you improve your grammar just by listening here on Hello Talk without learning exactly from a book? You can improve some, but you can't improve as much as you would if you actually used a book. Okay? Am I home? Yes, I am. All right, I caught up with all the questions. Okay, let's talk to Nate, and then I'll talk to Ezu, and I'll try to get to you, Sana, as well. Hello, Nate.
Hello, Mark.
How are you, my friend? Good to see you again.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm on a business trip.
You're on a business trip. Where are you now?
Hotel,
I mean, in what city?
Shanghai.
Oh, okay, cool. I've always wanted to go to Shanghai.
No, it's not that funny. Like, I work, then I come back.
So
I
you
didn't
don't have
go
any
anywhere.
time. Yeah, you don't have any time. That's how business trips are a lot of times. I think that's something that companies need to change. If you want your workers to be happy, if you send them on a business trip, if it's a 2-day business trip to go to Shanghai, then give them 3 days. Give them 1 day to experience the city by themselves without work to do. It's crazy to send people to all around the world and they don't get to spend any time there. So yeah, I hear that a lot from lots of people about business trips. What's the point? It's so stupid. You're sending somebody to another place and you don't let them experience it at all? That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But is work going okay or still about the same? Is that your boss talking to you right now?
My manager texted me and around 9 p.m. like ask me about some work things.
That's right at the edge of too late. If it was at 9 p.m., I would answer it. But if it was at 9:30, I'd say nope. Sorry, I'm not working.
So what have you been up to recently, lately?
I've been working on my website, which is almost finished. I'm hoping I'll be able to tell everybody about it tomorrow. I just have a few more things to fix to make sure it's all working correctly. And so on my new website, you can go there to sign up for lessons. And I'll also have group classes, everybody. I'm going to have group classes, and they're going to be cheap. So my new website on the group, if you want group classes, if you buy just one, it's $7.50. If you buy 4, let me check my price list. So if you buy one group class, it's $7.50. If you buy 4, it's $6.25 each. If you buy 8, it's $5 each. If you buy 12, it's only $3.75 each class. And the group classes will have between 6 and 10 people. Only 6 to 10. No more than 10, at least 6. So it's pretty cheap. That's pretty cheap, everybody.
You have a website?
Yes, but I'm not going to tell anybody what it is until tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't want anybody to go to it yet because there's still a few things I need to fix later tonight. So, yes. So those
That's
are
pretty cool.
the group classes. And then I have private classes also. And again, the price will be a little bit more than I have on HelloTalk unless if you buy 12 lessons, then it's the same price as HelloTalk. Salvatore wants to know, what do I do in my classes? I do whatever my students need. So I will assess your language on 8 levels: reading, writing, listening, speaking, thinking, vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. Those are the 8 things that I work on improving for all of my students. And I have lots of books and lots of websites, and I have my own techniques that no one else has because they're just mine. And so I can help you.
Mark is definitely a pro.
Thank you, Nate. Teaching is what I do. I've been teaching something for about 30 years, so it's something I really enjoy doing. How can you be in my class? Well, Fatima, tomorrow I will tell everybody about my website, and then you can sign up for classes on my website. Okay? Right now, if you want lessons, you can sign up on HelloTalk. You can go to my profile and sign up for the next week or two. On HelloTalk, the lessons are, let's see, if you want, I forgot how much it is now. It's $12.50 for 30 minutes or $25 for an hour. And again, that's roughly the same price on my new website as well. But on my new website, I will offer group classes, which is something HelloTalk doesn't have. And the group class prices will be much cheaper. So, yeah, that's what I've been spending most of my time on recently, is that. But the weather's getting nice, and so I'm also looking forward to doing some outdoor stuff now. I'm going to get my garden going soon. I like gardening. And later today, I think I'm going to go for a hike in the woods. And my friend went for a hike, and she found a bunch of mushrooms. And they're called morel mushrooms, and they're like the most expensive mushroom in the world. And she found a bunch of them, and I thought, I've never tried to do that before. And so I think I might try to see if I can find some mushrooms later today, maybe.
Oh, hey, you can, in the province, and not a province, in the city of China, you can, it's called Yunnan.
Mm-hmm.
Is in the southwest China.
Okay.
People, there are lots of mushrooms, but you can't just pick them and eat them. There are lots of mushrooms
The
which are
poisonous.
poison.
Right.
Yeah.
Same thing here. Yeah. There are lots of mushrooms here, but most of them are poisonous. But these mushrooms are called morel mushrooms, and they look very different than any other mushroom. So it's if you find that one, it's pretty safe because there's no other mushrooms that look anything like it.
But what's funny is people want to try those poisonous mushrooms because people who already ate it tell others they had a wonderful experience or dreams when after they eating that.
Yeah, those are what we call magic mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, you have to be careful what kind of mushrooms that you eat because some of them are poisonous or some of them are hallucinogenic. That's what you're saying. Hallucinogenic means you see hallucinations. Yeah. So, and somebody said I read the comments in YouTube more than Hello Talk. No, that's definitely not true. I try to read the comments on YouTube as much as I can, but there are many, many more comments to read in Hello Talk. So, but my friend Quava over here in YouTube is asking, can you be on stage? I can't bring you on stage in YouTube, my friend. I can on Hello Talk, but not in YouTube, not yet. There is a way to do it, but I haven't figured out how yet. And you also eat mushrooms in your country. Yeah, mushrooms are popular all over the world to eat. But yeah, like you said, it can be very dangerous because if you don't know which ones to eat, sometimes there are some mushrooms that one is safe to eat, but there's another one that looks exactly the same that's poisonous. Yeah, so you have to be very careful. That's why I've never tried to do it before, because I was always worried about just dying. But I'm just going to go for a hike. I haven't been hiking this year yet, and the weather's really nice today, so I think I'm going to go hiking. I was hoping to go fishing, but I always have to check the river level to see if it's high enough or not. But it's too high today, so maybe later in the week I might try to go fishing.
You like fishing?
I do like fishing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I went
Fishing
fishing.
is quite popular in China.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, and I went fishing a couple weeks ago, and it was beautiful. Beautiful day, very windy, but it was a beautiful day. I caught only 2 fish, but if you catch one, I'm happy. So, Mahmoud, my camera is really not the problem. It's the signal from Hello Talk. So if you think that there's a problem, you should tell Hello Talk, not me. Okay? Because it's 1080. I have a 1080 camera, and on my screen it looks fine, and on YouTube it looks great too. So that means that the problem is not me. That means the problem is somehow on Hello Talk, the way that they upload it is very low quality. I don't know why, but it is.
So okay. How is the weather over there?
Today it's looking like a pretty beautiful day. Right now it is 68 Fahrenheit, which is 20 degrees Celsius. It's pretty nice.
Okay, it started raining a few days ago, but it's how do you say like the small rain?
Yeah, so sometimes we say it's sprinkling.
Yes, sprinkling.
Yeah, sprinkling or just light rain.
Light rain.
Yeah, it rained lightly.
Night.
There was light rain, or it was sprinkling. Those all mean the same thing. Very light rain.
How do you like what? How do you say it? What's the level of the how to say the rain.
So, yeah, and there's another word. Grace said drizzling is another way we say sometimes
Drizzling.
sprinkling, light rain, drizzling. Those all mean very light rain. And then if it's normal rain, we just say raining. Or if it's big, then we say heavy rain. Heavy rain. It's raining heavily.
Rains.
Or raining cats
Rains.
and dogs.
Yeah, raining cats and dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. Or a downpour. There's another one. Yeah. Downpour means really big rain. Yeah. Really heavy rain. Grace, good to see you again, my friend. How are you?
Me?
I'm talking to Grace, my friend in Italy. He's a guy I haven't talked to in a while. He's like you. He comes on sometimes on my stream.
I like his profile.
Yeah, he's a guitarist. He's a guitarist.
Yeah.
So, I'm a drummer. He's a guitarist, so we get along well.
The hair, I like his hair.
Yeah, he's got great hair. Yeah. Well, Nate, let's see, what time is it? It's 11:30, so I have time to talk to a couple more people.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm going to try to see if I can talk to a couple more people before I get my lunch and go for a hike today. But it was good to see you again, Nate. And I'm sorry you didn't have time to go do anything on your business trip. That's always such a bummer. A bummer.
Yeah,
Means
I
not
know
fun.
that. Bummer.
Yeah, it's a
Bummer.
bummer. Yeah, it's a bummer. It's like, oh man, really? Oh, that's a bummer.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or sometimes
that-
we say
that-
I'm bummed out. I'm bummed out means that I'm disappointed or sad about
I'm
something.
bummed out.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. How do you say? I'm happy to catch up with you too.
You can just say that. I'm really happy to catch up with you too. It was great to catch up with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes I know some sentence, but I don't know how to use it in certain context.
Well, you know what? The best thing I've found is just use it. Just use it however you think you know, and then that's when you'll figure out. Somebody will correct you and say, you can say this, you can say that, or I think you mean this. So just use it. Just use it.
Okay.
Yeah, even if it's a little awkward, you'll figure it out quickly. That works a lot better than trying to figure out the perfect way, first. Just use it. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
You're
Bye.
welcome, Nate.
Bye-bye.
All right. Good luck, my friend. I'll see you next time. Take care.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's see. Always on the run. Okay. Let's see. Did I miss any comments or questions here? Why? We're not talking about Obama. We were saying bummer. Bummer. B-U-M-M-E-R. A bummer means a disappointment or something that you were unhappy about, okay, or sad about. Bummer. B-U-M-M-E-R, not Obama. He's not a bummer. Yeah, you can say that's a bummer or I'm bummed out. B-U-M-M-E-D, bummed out. It's a phrasal verb slang term that just means I'm disappointed or sad about something. I'm bummed out. That's a bummer. Okay, so if you wanted to go to the park today, but it's raining, and so you can't go to the park, you could say, oh, that's a bummer. Okay? Or somebody says, why do you seem so sad? You can say, oh, I'm bummed out about something. I'm bummed out about my bad test grade. I'm bummed out about my work today. Something, okay? All right, and, where did he go? Okay, well, let's talk to Ezu. I think is that Sudan? Ezu, do you want to come talk to me?
I'm talking to you.
Hello, Ezu. How are you?
I'm fine.
And you're in Sudan, is that right? Sudan?
I'm from Sudan.
Yeah, okay. So what can I do for you today, my friend? How can I help you?
I want to talk with you just to practice and want to encourage myself or to help myself.
Okay.
But I'm not now. I'm not right now in Sudan.
Oh, okay. Where are you now?
Now I'm from our neighbor country, Libya, called Libya.
Libya. Okay. All right. I know Libya too. I've got friends everywhere, all around the world. So let's see. Tell me, Azu, what do you do? Are you a student? Do you work?
Right now I'm not a student. I'm finished my.
Okay. So you finished. So are you
learning.
Are you looking for a job then right now?
In college. Now, we are escaping from the problem in our country. You know that?
Yeah, sure. I do know that. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, Sudan, I know, has a lot of problems recently. Yeah. So I do hope that things are getting better for your country sometime soon. There are lots of problems in the world these days. How do you like Libya?
Yeah, you are right. There are all. That is not my choice. You know that?
Okay, yeah, but sometimes even if a place is not your choice, maybe it's okay, you know? I mean, do you like it there? Is it all right? Are you finding anything to be nice?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fighting here to being nice and being good. I'm coming watching you or following you to being better for my language and increasing myself to together work and help my family to help my family.
Well, that's good.
I want to do better something for our parents.
Okay. Well, those are good
For my
goals to
parents.
have.
You know that?
Yeah, those are good goals. Do you have anything that you want to ask me about?
Or our parents. What?
Do you have anything you want to ask me about?
Yeah. I want to just ask you to help me how to be in or stop to be in what or I want to say what
Take your time.
to stand or don't to be shame or don't to be shy or afraid or
Well, Azu,
something like that.
shyness is something that just takes practice, okay? Practice is like sunlight, and shyness is like a shadow. Okay, shyness is the darkness. If you practice, then you're bringing sunlight into your life, and you'll have less darkness, less shadow. The more you practice, the more you get rid of the darkness, the shadow. The less you practice, the more shadow there is. So if you don't want to be shy, then practice more. Bring the sunlight in. Azu, are you there? Azu, hello, Azu? Did we lose the connection? Azu, I'm so sorry. It looks like we may have lost you here. Azu, I'm going to let you go, but I'm sorry I wasn't able to talk to you more. Please make sure you come back and see me again and follow me, and hopefully I can help you out more with your English. But you're doing pretty well, so just keep working on it, okay, my friend? All right, and I have time for one more person. Let's talk to maybe two. Let's see, Sifax, and maybe Pavel's been waiting for a while too. So I'll see if I can get to Sifax and Pavel. Hello, Sifax.
Teacher Mike, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you, my friend?
It's nice to see you again.
It's nice to see you too. What can I do for you today?
I don't know. I just wanted to talk to you some 3 or 5 minutes.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Okay. So what's new?
I heard that I heard just you are a drummer.
Yes.
I'm a guitar player too, as well.
Those are my drums all behind me. Yeah. Oh, you're a guitar
Yeah.
player. That's great.
Actually, yeah, I play John Petrucci, Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, and Vinnie Moore, and this.
All right. I like
Stuff like
that.
that.
All right.
Yeah.
I love Steve Vai. And
Yeah.
what about Satriani? Do you like Satriani?
Yeah, I play Satriani, Steve Vai, Vinnie Moore, Gary Moore,
Okay. All
many,
right.
many guitar
All
players.
right. Sounds
Yeah.
like you know a lot of the good ones. Have you ever listened to any jazz guitar like Wes Montgomery?
Yeah, I used to listen, but I'm not really fan of jazz.
Ah, okay. Well, you should check out Wes Montgomery because Wes is one of the most amazing jazz guitar players of all time. And he had a very strange technique. He played everything with his thumb. Everything with his thumb.
His thumb, yeah.
Yeah, and he has the only guy who ever did that. So it's very, very strange, but he's so good at it. It's really weird. But and he had a very unique style. So you should check him out if you can.
Actually, my favorite jazz player is Guthrie Govan.
Oh, okay. All right. I like him too. My favorite is actually John Scofield. You might like John Scofield too. There's a great record
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
from him. One of my favorite records of all time is a record he did called A Go-Go. A Go-Go is a great
Yeah,
record.
Go-Go,
Yeah. Really good one. Yeah. Well, that's interesting, man. It's always nice to hear people around the world. That's why I love music. Because music is like food. You know, we can all experience it and
Yes, I see.
appreciate it, you know? So it's
Yeah.
cool when I hear somebody from
Yeah.
another country all around the world who listens to the same music I do. You know? That's cool.
Yeah. You know, it's a universal
That's right.
language.
It's a universal language. That's right. That's exactly right. Well, that's
Yeah.
great, man. And how long have you been
Okay,
playing
so
guitar?
I let people to come on stage. It's
Okay.
nice to see you again, Sir Mark.
Yeah, you too, my friend. You too.
Thank
Take
you.
care. I'll see,
See
you
you
next time,
next
okay?
time.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, my friend.
Have a good day.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, and let me get to Pavel. And Karina, I don't know if I'm going to have time to talk to you today. I'll see if I can, but let's talk to Pavel. Hello, Pavel.
Hi,
How are you, my friend?
I'm okay. I'm just coming back from office to home, and I'm stuck in the traffic.
Ah,
I'm
well,
trying
that's
to
never
fill.
fun.
I'm trying to fill my free time to do some useful stuff, especially learning English,
Okay.
because I would say every working man or people who try to work hard, they don't have much time to spend on their language or some other interest.
That's
And,
true. That's true.
yeah,
But
it's-
language is one interesting thing, though, because there is one advantage to practicing a language that's different than. You're right. If you want to learn the guitar or the drums, you need time to do that. But language is something you can practice all the time in your mind.
What? Yeah, and
You
while
know-
you do some other.
That's exactly
work.
right. That's exactly right. So you can drive, but you can think in English. You can, cook your
Yeah.
dinner and think in English. You can watch TV and think in English. So that's one thing that's a big difference about language. Language starts in the mind. So you can practice that all the time if you just learn how to change the language of your mind. Yeah.
But I noticed some strange thing about when you practicing a lot. I mean, for example, a month in a row, 30 days in a row, or 2 months in a row, you're getting, it's like you have some misunderstanding. It means if you early can understand this sentence or the speech of someone, but when you learn a lot, I mean, 2 months in a row, you are getting some misunderstandable. It's like you're tired, maybe, or it's confused me sometimes.
Yeah. So sometimes, yeah, you can over focus, and sometimes, yeah. When you over focus, it's almost like when you stare at a page for too long, your eyes will lose focus, right?
Yeah.
Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I encourage my students to understand that they need to try to consider their learning in multiple different ways. I teach my students in 8 different ways: reading, writing, listening, speaking, thinking, grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. So if you have 8 different things to focus on, then you can just keep your focus changing, and then you never feel like that. So if you start to get a little bit frustrated or bored, or you feel like you're over focusing on one area too much, change to a different area. If you're working too much on your reading and it's starting to kind of confuse you, then take a break from reading and focus on your writing, or your speaking, or your listening, or your thinking, or your pronunciation, or your grammar, your vocabulary. So by changing the focus all the time, you're still climbing the mountain of learning, but you just won't get frustrated and tired and lose focus. Yeah. Language, or anything that you're trying to learn, if you want to learn something, the first thing you should do is try to break it down into how many parts you can break it down into. How many different ways can you look at this mountain? That's what I like to think of it. It's like, if you're drawing a mountain, you can draw it from many different angles, and it's a different mountain, right? Every time you draw from a different angle, it's a different view. So that's the way I look at learning, is whatever you're learning, that's your mountain, and you need to look at it from many different views, not just one.
But it's like a common statement that first of all you have to practice in your speaking, because when someone try to rate all abilities, it's like they rate listening, writing, grammar, and etc.
That's right.
They will say that speaking the most important part of the language.
I agree with that, actually.
But if you do it alone, okay.
Yeah, because here's the problem, is that language is taught around the world, and the focus is too much on the grammar and too much on they don't consider the practical applications of the language or the learner. The first thing that I do with my students is I ask them, what are your goals? Why are you learning this language? What's the point? Are you learning for work? Are you learning for yourself? Are you learning to pass the TOEFL or the IELTS test? What's your goal? Why? Because every person has a different goal, and that means you have a different way that you need to study. But I feel like language across the world, no matter what language you're learning, they don't focus enough on practical language. Go ahead.
Okay. I mean, but IELTS, it's not the main reason, I would say. It's just a goal to get some, the main reason to learn language. It can be work, it can be move to some foreign country, or etc. And actually for me, I have to, it's not goal, yeah? It's like, I tried to learn English because I travel a lot. Before pandemia, I was traveling a lot, and it could help me to communicate with people on general topic. If I need to, for example, if I stayed in hotel and I need some stuff, I need some additional service, I can ask some people who work there
to
get it.
That's right.
Yeah. Another way, I have to know language because I work in an international company, and sometimes we have a business meeting with people who
Sure.
live in foreign country, and our language, which we communicate, is English, and and it is why I have to know.
That's
English.
right. Yeah. So actually, there are more people in the world who speak Spanish, and there are more people in the world who speak Chinese. But English is the most popular language that is spoken between people who don't know the same language. That's called a lingua franca. So if I go to Russia and I want to find somebody who speaks Spanish, can I? Yeah, I can. I could find somebody who speaks Italian, sure. But is it probably easier for me to find somebody who speaks English? Probably. Yeah. So China, same thing. If I go to China, I can find somebody who speaks Spanish. I can find somebody who speaks German, but I can probably find somebody who speaks English more easily. Right? So that's why we call it a lingua franca. It means the most common language that's used between two people who don't know the same language. Yeah. And by the way, your English is excellent.
Oh, thank you. But I think it's not. Actually, it's not a good because I have some struggle with the pronunciation. Sometimes I'm confused. How to say it? I cannot use the word which I know. I know them, but I cannot to fit them in some sentences and construct with them sentences. I can listen. I can understand what some people can say, but I cannot use it in daily routine. For example, I cannot to put it out from my brain very fast.
Yeah, that does take a little time. If you're using very difficult vocabulary, then that can be difficult sometimes to find ways to practically use them. I would suggest focus on writing first. Learn how to use them in writing as much as you can, and the more you focus on writing, then there'll be more. You'll feel like you have a connection to them more deeply, so that you can use them when you want to speak. But yeah, the other thing you were talking about with practicality. The other tip that I give people, if you want to learn any language, honestly, the best book that you can get to start learning a language is a travel phrase book. So if you want to learn Italian, don't buy an Italian grammar book. Get an Italian phrase book like you're going to travel there. Why? Because that's what travel phrase books do. They focus on how can I teach this person practical usage of the language quickly. And so it focuses on teaching you things like how to order food at the restaurant and how to tell, an introduction of who you are and what you want and how to find the bathroom and simple things like that. That's really useful. But all the books that teach language, the first book, they focus too much on grammar, not enough on practical language. Yeah. So really, if you want to learn a language, everybody, the first thing you should do is search online to find a good travel phrase book and then start learning with that first. And you'll get very far very quickly if you focus. Most people who buy travel phrase books, they don't really try to learn the language. They just carry the book around and just, read a few things. But if you buy it with the intention of trying to learn it, they're really useful. I have probably a dozen different travel phrase books that I like to look through, and they're very useful for teaching me a little bit of practical language in many languages. Yeah. What city are you in, Pavel? What city?
I'm from Moscow.
From Moscow, okay. All right, great.
Yeah.
And what is your international job? What is your international business?
I'm working tobacco company, Philip Morris International.
Oh, okay, Philip Morris.
Yeah.
All right.
The most famous brand cigarettes like Marlboro, L&M, Chesterfield. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. That must be a good job there, I think.
Yeah, it's well paid salary, well paid company, and you can afford. It's not everything what you want, but it can.
I would think it's
nice
pretty good
for living.
Yeah, that's a pretty good living. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Pavel, I'm going to let you go, my friend. It was really great to talk to you and see you. Make sure you follow and come back and see me again sometime, okay?
Yeah, okay. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, take care, my
Have a
friend.
nice. Okay, I
Yeah.
will follow you. Okay.
All right, take care, my friend. I'll see you
Thanks.
next time, okay?
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Yeah.
Okay, and I have just enough time to talk to Karina. Let me talk to Karina, and then I have to go. I really do. Karina, are you there?
Hello, Mark.
Hello, Karina. How are you?
Glad to chat with you. I'm fine, thank you. Uh, actually, I touched by mistake, but I really enjoyed the time to talking with you.
Okay, well, that's good. So tell me, you're in China. In what city? Are you in Beijing or Shanghai or where?
Oh, you guess I am in China, yeah.
Well, I assume you're Chinese, and sure, yeah.
Yes, I'm Chinese, and I also on my business travel
Oh.
in Guangzhou.
Oh, you're in Guangzhou. Okay. All right.
Yes.
And what do you do for business?
I work from an accountant firm. Accountant assurance firm. As an accountant.
Okay. So you're a numbers girl, we call that. A numbers girl.
What do you mean, a number?
Numbers girl just means you're an accountant. You do the numbers. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
My daily work deals with the number a lot. I mean the financial report or the analysis from the company or something like that.
Sure. Okay. And what do you do for fun, Karina?
What you mean, my hobby or interest? I don't have many hobby, but I actually know I don't like traveling.
You don't like traveling?
Because yes, I don't like traveling. Traveling at all. I mean because of my work, I need to travel to many countries. I still remember, in December last year, I traveled to 6 or 5 city in a week.
Oh, yeah, but that's business travel. That's different than just traveling for fun.
In my free time, I don't think I like to travel. It is very tired. I mean, I go to a new place and I really enjoy to staying in my bed, reading some book or talking to my friend.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that at home.
Yes, I'd rather to stay at home. I really enjoy the time with myself to relax myself. I mean, I don't like traveling.
So you can say, I'm a homebody.
Yes, I'm homebody.
A homebody just means a person who likes to stay at home and just relax at home. A homebody.
Homebody.
Yeah. That's a slang term. So, okay, well, maybe next time you travel, try to travel in a different way. Some people, when they travel, they're so busy all the time. They wake up early and they go here and then here and then here and they here. And they feel like they have to go do so much. They feel like they have to fill up all their time with seeing the sights. But to be honest with you, sometimes I think the best thing you can do is travel someplace, go to a cafe and have lunch. Just relax and eat some new food and just chill out in a different place. So if you like to chill out, then chill out, but just chill out in a new place. Go to Paris and chill out in a cafe. You don't have to go see all the sights and do all that. Just relax. Go to some place and just relax. But don't go just in your hotel room. That's a waste of a hotel room.
A few years ago, I tried to when I tried to go out and see some sights or to enjoy some coffee, like you say, but I find out it is really boring.
I don't understand that, Karina. I love traveling. I love traveling and seeing new places and new people and new cultures and new foods, new music. I love to experience the world. We only have one life in this world, Karina. And there's a big world out there.
Maybe I will change my mind in the few years, but now I don't really
How
like.
old are you?
I will try. I will try. I will try to live a new life.
How old are you? I'm curious.
I'm 60. I'm 28.
28. Okay, that's still pretty young. So sometimes when you're young, you don't realize how little time we really have. So, yeah, it's easy to feel like, I don't care about any of those things. I don't care. But the older you get, the more you start to feel like, there's a big world out there and I want to see more of it. Yeah.
I think my thought is like most of the Chinese people. They have a lot of pressure. They have a lot of thinking, something like that. They feel they under much pressure now. In 1 hour ago, you're talking about you. You're talking about a holiday, business traveling, people talking to you, and you say, you hope when we are in business traveling,
they should give you one day.
Need 2 days,
yeah,
yes, more days. But actually, in China, many people on travel, they have little time to go out to see what size.
That's not just China. That's everywhere. That's everywhere, not just China. but I just think that's just not good. I think that's not good. If you want your workers to really work hard for you, then you have to make them feel appreciated. And that would be a really great way to show your workers some appreciation. So if I have a student who was coming to America and they're going to be in Las Vegas for 3 days for business, and they're not going to see any of it. That's crazy. You send your worker to another country, to one of the best cities in the world, and you don't let them have 1 day to just relax and see the country or see the place. That's just silly. That's just silly. No.
The situation is if they think you can finish your work in 3 days, then they will give you 2 days.
Yeah, I know.
That's the common situation in China.
I know, but that's just no. Life is not just about work. Life is not only about work.
Those people will think if you work more time for day, they will think it is appreciated.
I know. So like when I used to teach English in Taiwan, and this was something that I learned when I was there. In America, if you're doing a good job, your boss, when they give you a review, they'll tell you, hey, you're doing a great job. We really love what you're doing. Just keep doing it. But then I had to learn that in China, it's a little different. They will never tell you you're doing a great job because they think if they tell you you're doing a great job that you're going to be lazy and not work hard. So they tell you, even if you're doing a really wonderful job, they will still try to find something to tell you that you should improve, which is a very big culture difference because
it is actually the situation in China.
Yeah.
When I come to work, when I can finish my college and go to work, I think I really like the job accountant, and I enjoy my time. Even if the job itself is very hard, it's very difficult, and have much pressure, and I think I love it, and I can do it until I don't want to do.
Okay.
But now, always working late at night. As you can see, I just off from my work.
Yeah.
And come back to my bedroom. It is 12 o'clock in China, and I need to get up at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning. It's very tired, and I think I really think I need to change I'd like to change another job.
Well, but a lot of jobs are like that. Many jobs are like that. That's why I think it's so important. Whatever job you want to do, you have to see what your boss is like. If your boss is one of these people who's just like, work, 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 I don't care about your life means nothing, then don't work there. Don't work there. You need to find a boss who understands that life is short and business is good, but business will be better if you're happy.
My boss also understanding life is short, and he is also under much pressure. But the situation, the environment in China, so many people, if you don't work hard and you will lose your job or something,
So go
it
work
is
for
really
yourself.
difficult to
Start your own business then. Be your own boss, be your own boss. Robbie says, aren't all bosses like that? No, not all bosses are like that. There are some bosses who are actually kind of cool and they understand that. The truth is, there are many studies that show that if your workers feel like they're appreciated more, they will work harder for you. So if you just keep pushing them and keep pushing them and keep pushing them, no, you're actually not getting more productivity. You're just making your workers tired and they feel pressure and they feel like not happy with their life. But if you make your workers feel appreciated in some real way, then they will work harder for you. Then they really want to work at that company. They want to stay there. So... it's just like the Chinese students. Many Chinese parents, well, at least in Taiwan. Now, I think it's changing in China now, but in Taiwan, when I was there, the parents, they push the students, and it's just study, 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 study. The kids go to school from 8 in the morning until 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and they're 9 years old. That's too much. That's too much for a child. No. And then when I was there teaching, the kids, they don't like learning. They hate learning. They're tired. They want to go home. They don't actually want to learn. They just want to memorize and they just want you to give them the answers. That's it. That's not learning. But I understand why. It's because they're just burnt out. They're frustrated. They're tired. Because they work too much. So if you push your kids that much to study, study, study every day, all day and night, you're not actually making them better students. You're just making them tired. But there are many studies that show that if you let your students do something like play a musical instrument or a sport or something like that, some extracurricular activity, they will do better in school because they feel like they have something else to do in their lives. So the same thing is true for workers. The bosses want you to work, 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 work. But if you really want your workers to work harder, then you need to make them feel appreciated. And you don't just push them until they drop. That's just not good. It's not good for anybody. So I know this is hard. But this is why I'm my own boss. I'm the boss.
I don't think I have the ability to be my boss, to be the boss of myself.
Why not?
Not the children.
You can start your own accounting firm. Start your own accounting firm.
Accounting firm.
Sure, why not?
In China, it is really difficult to have your own business in the last few years. It is very difficult because the environment, because the COVID-19 and a lot of factors.
Yeah,
I don't think
understand.
it is easy to be the boss of yourself.
I think it's not easy, but it might be worth it. It's a big. We say this in English. We say no risk, no reward. So if you don't take a risk, then you're never going to get a reward. So sure, you have a safe job, but sometimes it's worth taking a risk. Sometimes it's worth taking a risk. So keep your eyes out and your ears open and look to see. Maybe you'll find something better, or maybe you'll see an opportunity that you could start your own little firm to be your own accountant, especially accounting. Accounting you can do online. You could work for American businesses who need an accountant, and they pay a lot more. So you can live in China and do the accounting for the American company and get paid pretty well. But you just need to find small companies. Find small companies. Find small businesses to work with. You can find many small businesses to work with, maybe.
Thanks for your suggestion.
Jiao, you can do it.
Thank you.
All right, Karina, I need to go because it's time for me to have some lunch, but it was nice to talk to you, and good luck with your business. I hope it gets better.
Hope you have a nice day.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. So it's time for me to go. I need to go take a break. But before I go, make sure you follow my YouTube channel also. Every one of my Hello Talk live streams is also on YouTube at the same time, and you can write in the comments in YouTube also, okay? I read both. I have one screen on Hello Talk and one screen on YouTube, all right? And the YouTube quality is a lot better. So if you're complaining about the quality on Hello Talk, then go to my YouTube channel. It's much better, okay? I will be back tomorrow for a voice room. I'll be back tomorrow for a voice room. And then on Wednesday, I'll be back for a live stream. My live streams on Hello Talk right now, my schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, morning time in America, so around 9 or 9:30 a.m., which is about 9 or 9:30 p.m. in China and Beijing time. Okay, if you're trying to figure out what time it is, okay, I live in Cincinnati, Ohio, but that's New York City time. So 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that's my live streams, okay? My voice rooms, I try to do them around Tuesday or Thursday. Eugene Marie, I forgot about drums. I'll tell you what, Eugene Marie, I'm going to try to come back and play drums a little bit later because I do need to go right now. But I'll try to do some drumming maybe for fun. I'll just turn on the camera and play some drums later, okay? Because I haven't played drums on my stream in a long time. You're right. So I'll try to come back and do that later, okay? So it's time for me to go have some lunch. Thank you guys for watching and listening and participating. Have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, wherever you are in the world. And don't forget what I said, be a language warrior. You cannot learn a language and be shy. Shyness has no place in language learning. Okay? Okay, all right, I will see you guys next time. Be a language warrior. Bye-bye, everyone.